The sisters.
Oh,
No. I'm sure. And I'm sure that has been a lot of so like the prize. Yep. All the I'm sure that they're not
yeah.
Someday.
No. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to go through the first. Yeah. Yep. In our building situation, it's the same as always.
It's a little longer. The couch is pretty short.
Okay, 7:00, we will call the meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, for the public forum, we'll do the student council representative report first. We have Jewel, but I'm assuming you're filling in for Riley? Okay. All right, go ahead and introduce yourselves and let us know what you have.
Obviously, I'm Joel Drake. This is McKenna Hess. She's filling in for Riley King. He was unable to attend, and we're just here to do our student council reports and just let you guys know how things are doing at school and other things like that. Some events that are going on. There's a football game tomorrow in Springfield. I'm hoping to attend. You guys should too, if you're able to make it. Should be a good one. Boys really need this one. Make their seed look higher, and just overall, it's a good look if you can beat the #1 ranked team in the conference. There's next Monday is Singfest for the high school choir at SMSU. Also that Monday, it is the conference cross country meet in Fulda, and then the very last home volleyball game for preseason. Other than that, not much going on at the moment. some things that were just planned. Obviously, we finished homecoming. That was very successful. We had a few activities planned, a few dress up days, and now we're starting to get into Thanksgiving. So we're planning some things there like turkey bingo. We're also looking forward to Snow Week. Snow Week is January 12th through 17th. We also have our next Hat Day on October 31st. We have that on your early release days.
We discussed the Pet Fest at our last meeting and the new student council t-shirt designs. We just got our shirts this week and our next meeting is on Monday, the 13th. The state of the high school student body is pretty much normal and everybody is excited for MEA. Thank you guys for listening to us and we will answer your questions to the best of our ability.
All right, first of all, anybody have any questions? And I think we have a congratulations in order. We're Julie King. All right, congratulations. How did everything go for the week? I mean, everybody pretty happy with the activities and yeah, good. Okay. All right. Before we get to the public forum, we have some speakers that want to get up and present tonight. I just want to read something that was shared with the board. So it's just something to keep in mind. Everybody keep in mind we're adults. Get your point across without being rude, please, and bold. Just behave, if you would. Before we start the open public forum for this meeting, the RTR board wants you to know that we are informed about the incident, the Marshall volleyball tournament last weekend. Gina and Brian Bartman are not coming to the meeting tonight as they chose to correspond with all board members about the incident through email. We want all of you to know that no action will be taken on this matter at tonight's meeting. There may be future meetings, special meetings about this issue. If that happens, we'll know at a later date. Everybody that's going to speak, you are basically given 3 minutes to speak. I've been down the road. I've been on the other side of this. So I'm not going to hold you dead center to the 3 minutes, but please try and keep it as close as you can. Okay? We have Dan Ellison.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm here, about the RTR volleyball history and whatnot, but I'm here speaking today in regards to our volleyball girls' mental health. I know this is a very hard topic, but I feel like if I don't bring this up, something's going to happen to one of our girls. I would feel very guilty that I didn't speak up, and it maybe could have been prevented. This should be the best of times for our girls' lives, but instead there's fighting, tearing each other down. It's getting worse as the season goes on. We have been through this before with our older daughter, and now we are here dealing with it again. I'm asking the school board to get these girls some help ASAP. Please have someone talk to these girls, resolve the issues so they can finish this season in a positive way. I feel as a parent, we need to set good examples, right? We also need to stand up for our girls when they are hurting. We have all done things in our lives we are not proud of or wish we would have done things different at one time or another. Remember, none of us are perfect. Thank you for allowing me to speak, and please take my concerns seriously. Nobody wants to hear of a tragedy at RTR schools. Thank you for my time.
Thank you. Okay, next we'll have Shalyn Dibdahl.
So as I start, I just want to let you all know that I'm doing this not only for my daughter, but for past players and future players, because this has went on too long and hurt too many girls. And now it's affecting me personally in our home. As I start out, I want to make it clear this is not about my daughter's playing time. I fully understand there's stronger players on this team, and the team has a full bench of talented girls. And I am so proud of each and every one of them, because a true team is not made up of just a couple players. It takes everyone working together. My concern is about my daughter's mental health. Last week, I received a call from one of Ellie's former coaches and teachers who was worried about her emotional state. And until now, I have never once had a reason to be concerned about her mental well-being. She's always been a happy, easygoing child, who has loved volleyball since the 3rd grade and has played it year-round. She's never had any emotional struggles tied to the sport, or actually to anything for that matter. This year, I've seen a drastic change in her. She has gone from being a happy-go-lucky and excited to play to feeling defeated and withdrawn. That is why I'm reaching out. No sport, no matter how important, will ever come before my child's well-being. I also want to share that there are other parents and even siblings who have expressed similar concerns. They're afraid to speak up out of fear it might affect their daughter's playing time, and if not their daughter's playing time, their younger girl's playing time. That is in itself heartbreaking, and it shows that something deeper needs to be addressed. I'm also here tonight because I believe the purpose of youth athletics is not just to build athletes, it's to build confidence, resilient young people. A coach's job is to guide, protect, and inspire their players. They set the tone for the entire program and for how these kids treat one another, how they handle adversity, and how they grow as individuals. What's happening under Coach Danica is the complete opposite of what a coach should represent. Instead of building players up, she tears them down. Instead of creating unity, she's dividing the team. And instead of prioritizing mental and emotional well-being, she's disregarding it altogether. When a coach talks negatively about a player to other players, it destroys team chemistry. It isolates the athlete and creates a ripple effect of tension and mistrust. What happens next is it's predictable. The girls start turning against each other. Not because they want to, because they're being influenced and pressured by someone who holds power over them. One example from a previous player is Coach Danica calling other players to ask, who do you think I should play tonight? And the concerning behavior doesn't stop there. During no contact week, when players were currently instructed to have no communication with coaches, Coach had 2 players over at her house. That's not only a reason or a serious breach of boundaries, it's an example of deliberate disregard for rules meant to protect both players and coaches. It sends a clear message. I guess rules don't apply to her. It also reinforces favoritism by creating special access and blurred lines between certain players and the coach, deepening division and resentment within the team. Shame on the parents for letting this happen, and shame on the coach. When a coach crosses professional boundaries like that, it's no longer about just developing athletes. It becomes about control, favoritism, and ego. And that has no place in high school sports. I guess the guidelines set up from the Minnesota State High School League doesn't pertain to certain people. The emotional toll is undeniable. Girls who used to love this sport now dread showing up. Players who were once confident and happy are anxious, second-guessing themselves, or even considering quitting the game they've dedicated their lives to. Coaches are supposed to build athletes' confidence, not destroy it. They're supposed to teach accountability, teamwork, and resilience, not favoritism, fear, and division. Our young athletes, well, I guess not all of them, are held accountable when they make mistakes, as they should be. But accountability should never cross into humiliation. One example that stands out happened when my daughter and a teammate were in 9th grade. They forgot to take down the volleyball nets one time, a simple, honest mistake. They had set up and tore down nets several times in the past, but they simply forgot one time. As soon as they were reminded, they tried to help, but the job had already been done. Despite this, Coach Danica made them run and took away their B squad jerseys, leaving them embarrassed and humiliated. Ellie got hers back after 2 games, but the teammate never did. Why? I don't know. Maybe Coach liked one of them more than the other. Both made that same honest mistake, yet one was forgiven, one wasn't. I could understand a reasonable consequences, running extra at practice, taking their jerseys, publicly humiliating them in front of the entire community. Adults and students were asking the girls asking the girls and asking the parents, why weren't they dressing for B squad? When I approached the C squad coach about such a harsh punishment, the coach admitted she did not agree with it, but had to follow Coach Danica's wishes. Coach Danica is the varsity coach, not the B squad coach, yet her decision overruled the others. She also dictates who plays on the C squad and the B squad. Isn't this the C and B squad coaches team? Maybe they see different talent that the head coach sees. Another example of inconsistency and favoritism was during the homecoming powder puff game last year. Coach Danica told the girls not to practice. Most followed her directions and simply cheered on the sidelines. However, one, the captain who Danica chose without a vote from the team, played in the game, received 0 punishment at all. Yet when Ellie and a teammate forgot to take down a net, a minor incident, they were publicly shamed for it. Favoritism? Absolutely. Hypocrisy? Without a question. Coach Danica has had players over to her home during no contact week, and so frequently that neighbors have mistaken players' cars for Danica's car. Yet she faces 0 consequences for these violations. Meanwhile, the girls are held to standards that aren't equally enforced. Oh, and the same girl who played in Powder Puff last year is the same girl who was at Coach's house. This pattern of behavior has gone on for 10 years, not 10 minutes, not 10 days, not 10 months, but 10 years, and we've done nothing but sit back and watch. It's unacceptable, and frankly, it's disgusting. What if even 10 more minutes of this environment is 10 minutes too long for one of these girls and something happens? Wouldn't you feel horrible, RTR, for not standing up and doing something? Coach Danica should be placed on an immediate leave with no contact with these girls until this matter is investigated and resolved. This has gone on for too far, and it's simply to protect our young athletes. I personally know several people have went and talked about their concern with the administrative staff. Why has the AD not done anything about this? Perhaps he's not doing his job either. Thank you.
Okay. Janelle.
Alrighty, so my name is Janelle Peterson. I was in the graduating class of 2015. I'm here today to speak and share my personal experience that I have had with the head coach of the current volleyball team. Back in 2014, when they had came into the volleyball program to assist our head coach at the time, and they were not actual coaches, the C, B, or varsity teams. To start the 2014 season, I was coming in as a senior player. I had 4 years under my belt as a player for the varsity team, and I had been named one of the captains. We had a meeting at the beginning of the year to discuss the assistant coach's wishes for us to be a great year and for hopefully some of us to be committed to play college ball by the end of it. And to say I was excited as a senior about this year was an understatement. For those of you that don't know, volleyball is obviously a team sport as well as a mental sport. Over the years, I had played with girls from various grades in the school program and in the summer. Yes, there's competition to get the starting spot and to get more playing time, but that was the normal. We had never had drama within the team and against each other until my senior year. The assistants had their favorites that they did pull up and play as they were younger, and they did all those extra events that were asked of them and went to those camps when told. The coaches made it known that they were proud of those players that did those extra items and not of the ones that did not attend. Not calling out the girls because as a younger player, that's what you do to get better and to get more playing time. I'm calling out the coaches for using it to put us against each other. This got everyone worried about their playing time and mentally worried about making one mistake because they knew that they would get benched and they would get yelled at. As the season went on, I had two teammates quit. As a captain, I was concerned for my team that more would quit. So I took action. I took it upon myself to speak with the team and get their thoughts about the assistant coaches, good or bad, because I knew that some of them were frustrated, but I also knew that some of them really enjoyed having them on and to help our team. So I was a teenager at the time, sticking up for my team to adults that were only putting them down, getting into their heads, and I simply wanted to make them aware of the effect they had on the girls and the team. To share the basics of that conversation is that I stood in front of both of the new assistant coaches at the time and brought forward my concerns for my team. I had, in return to this little bit of news that I told them, I got the wrath of two adults that I was not good enough, that I had an attitude, that I would never play for a team that they coached, that I would never go play in college, and that I could not handle it. One of the assistants even got so mad that he had to walk away from our conversation, and he only returned when he had more rude and disrespectful comments to say towards me. He went to ask the team in the stands in the gym at the time if they had made these comments to me, and they all denied it. Well, of course, because they were afraid. Rightfully so, because he was doing this out of anger. While I stayed put and spoke to the other assistant coach, still hearing all of her disrespectful words, and they had brought one of my fellow senior players right next to me and yelled at her for being ungrateful and made her cry. Then on the bus ride home, I was told by my head coach at the time that I had to apologize to these assistant coaches because I affected their health. I then went to the athletic director after this and made multiple times of trying to get an answer and something resolved, and all I got was, I am sorry. I was never able to go any further to get the issue resolved, that the coaches were verbally and mentally abusive towards not only me, but other players. Not only am I here to call out the disrespect that happened to myself, but calling out for action to be taken after these 11 years. I tried to get someone to take action the first time that they arrived to just help and assist our team, and it should have ended there. It should have not gotten to these years when one of them was finally banned from, or it should have not gotten to the next years when one of them was finally banned from school property for his actions. And it should not have gotten to now when the exact same thing is happening. You have players quitting. You have players silently dealing with their own mental battles. Not only from teenager to teenager, but subjects that are started from a coach, where the coach should be the one watching over these girls and hopefully helping them. Finally, you have girls that are willing to step up and resolve the issue and willing to do what I did and talk to the coaches. And they are doing so in not letting the repercussions coming from that of getting benched or yelled at. Action needs to be taken, and if you cannot accept my past experience, then maybe you should listen to each and every one of those girls that are currently playing and hear the good and the bad and give them a good and safe place to do so without repercussions. Thank you.
Obviously, everybody knows we can't respond to anything, so we don't have any intentions of doing that right now. But just to let you know if you did. Okay, we are going to move on. We are going to approve the agenda. Actually, we should have told you guys you can get out of here if you want. Okay, you can stick around too. Okay, all right. Breaking a record, you're the first one.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right. Nick, you second that?
Yep.
Pat, motion accepted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, consent agenda. Everybody had a chance to go through it. Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, motion by Tony.
Second.
Is that Alan?
Yep.
Second by Alan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good, motion carries. Approval of the bills. Anybody have any questions? Let me go through it. Nobody got one?
No, Alan asked about the agreement with Edgerton. Not really about the business.
Okay. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
All right, motion by Alan, second,
I'll second.
second by Tony. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, approval of treasurer's report. Let's go through it first.
Okay, let's get forward to the treasurer's report. Okay, we started this month at $5,406,000. We brought in $976,000. We spent $953,000. So, it actually grew to $5,429,000. Compared to last year it was $5,717,000. That's a difference of $288,000. Timing, sometimes things come from the state a little slower. Very honestly, things are still pretty mixed up between the money coming down from the federals and everything. So it's gonna take them a while to catch up. So compared to last year, we are behind at this date, $288,000.
A lot of that's food service, or I see we got a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose with the government shut down, it's not gonna get better.
So I think it's fine, but
Okay,
it's just a timing issue.
okay.
Okay, looking at the next page, the revenue versus disbursement report. If you look there, last year, FY year-to-date, our revenues are at $2,526,000. Last year at this time was $2,601,000. So it is $75,000 less at the same time last year. For our expenses, this year it's at $2,324,000 up to this time, this date. And a year ago, it was $2,092,000. So the difference is our expenses are $231,000 greater for the same time. So if you look over at where we are sitting right now at this time, we are $306,000 less than you were sitting a year ago. But again, one of the things that happened to us is we received $300 and some thousand that was delayed from last year that came in this month. So it actually boosted the 24-25 up by $300,000. So that was a boost that changed it too. So anyway, I don't believe there's any worries there. It's going to catch up, and it's looking fun.
Okay. All right, anybody have any questions on that?
I'll move to approve.
All right, motion by Matt, for second,
I'll second.
second by Alan, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Okay, reports, presentations, Barb, you're up.
Not much to add. Homecoming was great. Beautiful day for the parade, and we had our preschoolers all the way through participating. The kids had a lot of fun with the dress-up days. We had today I had several teachers go through some online training for some phonics and morphology that they're teaching in their classes. So we got some training so that we can do better at that. And I got to spend some time teaching in 3rd grade, which is kind of where I started teaching. So it was pretty fun today. Had a good day, and about, I think, 10 or 11 people participated in that. So things are going well.
That's something they're doing after school? Or
We did it during the day, and so that's why I was in 3rd grade for part of the day.
Okay.
And we kind of tag teamed to make sure the rooms were
It
covered.
was
So.
in 2 sessions.
Yeah, it was in 2 sessions, a morning session and an afternoon. And so,
Okay, perfect. A little bit of change in there. Okay, anybody have any questions? Okay. Darren,
Yeah, well, you got a report there that, hard to believe that NBA break is already next week, which means then that regular season are wrapping up and playoffs are right around the corner. And if things continue the way they're going, we should be able to host at least one volleyball match at home and hopefully host a football game at home as well. So some exciting things coming up here at the end of the year for the boys and girls, and working on getting the winter coaches put into place. I think on the boys' side, we're sitting pretty good right now. I did meet with Leah Stipp this afternoon. She got no other training. We took her training was done.
Thank you.
And that seems like she's very interested in one of those junior high positions that Alex resigned from. So hopefully by the next board meeting, we'll have all our winter coaches in place, ready to go for the winter sports. Girls start on November 10th, and the boys start November 17th, I believe, already.
does that go out on JMC too? Looking for coaches?
Yeah.
Or is that just in, okay.
I put it in-house first
Okay,
and went on the school website.
Okay.
And then see what we got for interest there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
all right.
All right,
Anybody have
thanks.
any questions? All right, Rick?
Yeah, I don't have a lot to add to what was in the report. I just want to start letting the board know some things about the READ Act. It seems like every time you turn around, there's something new coming there. And there's some testing that we'll be doing with individuals in grades 4 through 12 that will have to do some additional testing, that the state is mandating. We're gonna get some training on November 3rd when we have the staff development day where we'll have like about 6 districts that come in. So we'll be getting some training on what's coming with that. One of the things that I'm hoping to do is really talk to kids about how important it is for them to do the best that they can do when they take these standardized tests. I can remember as a elementary student, middle school student myself, Iowa Basics, who remembers them? I made the nicest little Christmas trees out of that. And things haven't changed. I do think that if our kids would go into this test with, I'm gonna do the best I can, that our scores would probably improve a little bit. And the bottom line is the state's telling us that if we have kids that are reading below grade level, that we need to find a way to intervene, to provide interventions for them. At the elementary school, I think they do a great job with that. It's I think easier. But middle school, high school, that's a whole different ballgame. But there'll be more coming on that. The other thing I think is pretty cool is we've got some science teachers that are going to have an opportunity to go to a national conference this year. It's in Minnesota, so they get to go. These national conferences are all over the nation, and this year the National Science Teachers Conference is in Minneapolis, so we got some science teachers that are going to that. So that's pretty cool. Only other thing, homecoming, like the kid said, I think it went great. Hats off to our advisors and our student council members. They did a great job. And then had some kids out and about, college fairs, career expos. We'll talk about the grading scale again a little later. I know that's an action item, but that's what I got.
Do you have any questions?
I was just gonna say, your first item about you covered about reading. Working at a university, it is a real issue. We're seeing it more and more that students are not prepared in terms of reading to attend college, and that's true whether or not you're going to go a 4-year school or a 2-year school. It's amazing, kids, you do need to know how to read when you become an adult. So I'm glad that you guys are working on it.
Okay, you let you talk tonight.
Yeah,
Steve, you're up.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't forget you this time.
Just for your information, our auditors have been here this week. They've been going through preparing the audit, which will be in November, at the November board meeting. Initial audit is good, but they'll put everything together and come back to us at the November meeting. They finished up in-house today, and so they will now go back to their office and prepare all the forms and all the reports. If you look at our numbers, we're right at 700. Remember, part of that being down is that we have 11 less preschool this year, where we have a larger wait list. We just didn't have the capacity this year, and so we're right at 700. If you remember, we had a fund balance on our food service. The auditor today came in and told me that we have that again. Why is that important? Because if we don't spend it by the end of the school year on July 1st, we have to send it back to the state like last year. So we are going to be looking at some things that we need to update our kitchen with. And the initial figure he gave me today is that our fund balance in food service is at $78,000. So our food service department's doing an excellent job. So we'll have to bring to you some things, look at some equipment, look at, maybe we just start feeding steaks to all the kids. So.
Ice cream machine.
There you go, there's your way to get them to do better on the test. Yep.
Good idea.
If you don't see any ice cream or any Christmas trees, bring an ice cream machine. Yeah. You do well on your tests and really try hard, look what you get. Yep. They probably take a McDonald's over. Right. As long as there's ice cream. So anyway, we're $78,000 we're gonna have to spend. Can you buy parts and stuff with that, like motors? Anything that fits in the food service. Okay. You can do it as far as your employees, as far as your food, as far as your equipment, as far as anything that falls into that food service. Okay. That's all I have right now. Okay, item number 9, approval to set the 2025-26 adult lunch price at $5.05 as required by the Minnesota Department of Education. We already approved this one. We did all our other setting for the year amounts, but the state of Minnesota just recently came to us and said that all food service programs must be at a minimum of $5.05, which is higher than where we were, so we need to move it up. Okay. As required by that. All right.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Peggy.
I'll second.
Nick? Okay, second by Nick. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Okay, item number 10, approval of lane change from BA to BA plus 15 for secondary teacher Ashley Hoffman. We have 4 of these in a row. When they go back to school and get extra credits, which have to be approved in advance by the district, by me, they go get those, they bring an official transcript back to me, and I verify that they have completed those extra 15 hours, and then they have the ability to step up. So that's what these are. They have gone through the process, and I verified it, and they are approved to step up to the next level. Okay, yep, we did this a while ago, I think when Mr. Orcutt came in. For those of you that weren't on here, there was never any incentive for anybody to go get any further education. So the idea was to change it, so yeah, those that wanna go get more credits, we're willing to.
And by the lane change, they step up in salary.
Yep. All right, looking for a motion, I suppose we gotta do them individually. Looking for a motion, yep, to approve item number 10.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Bobby. Alan. All in favor? Opposed? 7-0. Item number 11, approval of lane change from BA to BA plus 15 for secondary teacher Carter Hansen. Motion by Nick,
I'll second.
second by Tony. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item number 12, approval of lane change from BA 30 to MA for secondary teacher Eric Harper.
Okay, he has his master's now. In fact, he has hours over his master's, so he's done very well.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by Alan,
I'll second.
second by Tony. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Approval to change secondary grading scale as presented.
We'll let Rick address that. That's on that, on his board report.
Yep.
That's right on there.
Yeah, we talked about it last month and, again, for me, it's not about the percent. It's about the grade that goes along with that percent. And I just feel like our kids are sometimes held, their GPAs aren't matching up with school districts around us statewide. And I feel like sometimes that costs them when they're applying for different things. And I just, I feel like we should change it. I think
We've talked about this for a long time.
Long time.
It's just time to, because if it is affecting them on scholarships for schools, different things like that, that's the whole point, is to make it equal playing field.
And I've had a lot of people that have asked me, when would this take effect? And as far as I'm concerned, it'd be tomorrow morning. We would change it in JMC. We haven't had a grading period yet. That's not till October 31st, so it would take effect immediately.
Sounds good.
So do we need to discuss that? I mean, I'm fine with that part of it as well. Do we need to, because we're voting on changing it.
So once it's changed, it's.
You can do it right away. Okay, all right. All right, then I am looking for a motion to approve the change secondary grading scale as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
That's funny. Who was the second?
All right, all in favor, say aye. Oh, Matt was second, I'm sorry. Oh, so was it?
Alan,
Yeah.
maybe you got it.
Yeah,
you got it
okay.
right.
I
Yep.
was just gonna say,
There you go.
my hearing's going like everything else. Okay, item 14, approval to allow upon RTR school board approval for certified or non-certified staff to donate additional sick leave days to employees who are facing significant personal or family health challenges and who have fully exhausted their accrued district leave balances.
I'd like you to read the next one too. There's two of them there. They could go either way, so.
Okay?
Read number.
So item 15, approval to allow upon RTR school board approval for the RTR school district to donate additional sick leave days to employees who are facing significant personal or family health challenges and who have fully exhausted their accrued district leave balances.
So the difference between 14 and 15 is 14 would be days donated by other staff. I think that would be very difficult to track and become very problematic in the office. Number 15, if we have a staff member that is missing a lot of days due to family health challenges or a car accident or anything major, we would simply come to the board and say, we feel that we should provide some extra leave days for that employee. And the beauty of that is that the board would make the decision instead of all the staff making that decision. So my recommendation is that we accept number 15, where the board makes the decision.
Okay.
Where does the days come from? Is it just like a pool of?
You could just simply add days. I mean, they don't come from any.
Nobody's
No,
losing theirs.
You just say, I want to donate, the district wants to give such and such because of such and such, all the extras. Which you could do.
Yeah, and actually, for some of the staff, like some of them had asked about it, they could still take their own vacation days, take the money for it, turn around, sign the check over and donate. If they
Exactly.
wanted to donate it that way,
Exactly.
my understanding,
So
okay.
if one of the staff members wanted to take a day and the pay for a day, let's put it that way, and donate it to that family, they still could do that.
Okay.
So my recommendation is to not approve number 14, but to approve number 15 instead.
It was it.
Not to get technical, but like, how do we determine
I would
what's
come to-
significant?
I would come to the board and give you the facts and you make a decision.
Okay.
So if I come to the board and say, whatever employee is in a car accident, laid up for 3 months or whatever, you would make a determination
I'm
Because
just
it
trying to
does
make
cost
sure
the
we
district
don't
money.
do
It
something
does
for
cost
someone
the
and
money.
not the other. It's like, I just wanna make sure, however we do it, it doesn't look like we gave someone more than the other from a
Well,
legal standpoint.
It's gonna boil down to it anyway, because even on 14, they have to get permission from the administration, so you have to make a determination anyway, so.
Yeah, it would keep people from trying to cheat that system. I mean, and not that they're going to, it would be a 99%, but then you have one person that may. So if the board would have to approve it, the administration has to approve it, then the board would have to approve it. Okay,
And we bring it to the board.
okay. Any discussion? Any more discussion?
When we discussed last month, it's basically gonna cost us extra money no matter how we do it.
Yeah.
When they're,
Yeah.
you know, they're sick days, they're not gonna use those days anyway. If they're gonna give them sick days.
They're gonna get paid and it's gonna have to hire subs.
Which I just
Keep
assumed if they
teachers in the
needed it,
building.
and that's it, yep. Show some support, because it's obviously gonna be pretty bad. I mean, we have one that's going on, that's a perfect example. But how often does that happen? But when it does, I mean, we talked about this again, I think when Dick was here, about being able to donate time and things like that, but he said the same thing. It's going to be to keep track of everything is a nightmare. And I thought, okay. So in this way, all right.
So when we see that what we feel is a major health challenge and they're running out of sick days, we're gonna bring it to the board.
Okay.
Do it month to month, we do on
Yeah, I can bring
a
each
time,
month.
kind of time frame or.
Each month I can bring it.
Yeah, don't have anything? Perfect.
Yeah, if we don't have it.
So if it's in here as 14, 15, we have to not approve 14.
Well, 14 could die for a second or a first or whatever.
I'm just gonna say.
In the past, we've always asked, do I have a motion for item 14? If it says anything, you can ask 3 times, and then we say it's not passed.
There we go. Okay, so let's go through that. Anybody have any other discussion we're talking about on that?
So go 14.
Yep, okay. All right, I am looking for a motion for item 14, to approve item 14. I'm looking for a motion a second time. I'm looking for a motion a third time. Okay, motion dies,
Due to lack of action.
lack of action. Thank you, Peggy. And you remember that?
Yeah, we've done it a few times.
Okay, item number 15 then. And we'll read it again. Approval to allow upon RTR school board approval for the RTR district to donate additional sick leave days to employees who are facing significant personal or family health challenges and who have fully exhausted their accrued district leave balances. I am looking for a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion made by Nick. Looking for a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Bobby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Okay, item 16, approval of the annual transportation agreement with the Edgerton Christian School District.
We've been doing this for, I believe, about 15 years or so.
Yeah.
And these are for students that live in our district that are being transported down to the other district, Edgerton, private school. And so at one time, we would pick them up and take them to the county line or the district line, I should say, and then they'd pick them up. But we worked this agreement out where they would come and get them and bring them back, where we would not have to partake. We do get revenue from those kids. They live in our district, so it's a good deal, guys. So,
And we don't have a choice anyway, right? The state mandates that you have to pay for transportation.
unless you work on it.
Oh.
An agreement,
Okay.
which we did.
Okay, all right. Okay. Does anybody have any questions on that?
I'll make the motion to approve.
All right, motion made by Peggy, second by Tony. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Okay, anybody have anything else they want to bring up?
Do we have any updates from our officer? Anything that's Should we add?
He's
him
too
the
sick to
agenda?
talk.
We could, yeah. Yeah, how's it going?
We
She
should
was
get
just wondering how
somebody.
things are going with having the officers.
Well, we're tickled to death to have him. I think he enjoys it.
Yeah, I enjoy being at school. The
Yeah.
sickness is
I
constant.
wonder where you got that from. Well,
You know, it's really peace of mind to have him, but for if some intruder would come in or something, but with AJ building relationships with the kids on a daily basis, that's worth just as much, to be honest with you. AJ knows the kids, he builds relationships with the kids, and if AJ sees them away from school, he already knows them. So,
Plus, it's nice to coach too.
and coaching, he's helping us, he helped us with baseball, and he's helping us with football this year. And so,
I haven't heard anything negative, I know that, so. Okay,
we need,
All right.
we need to ask if we want to set up a special meeting or not, or whatever, and when the meetings are.
do we need to ask? Do we?
I'm not-
Okay.
I won't do anything. That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine with me. It's just,
Okay,
it's up to you, up to the board.
so do we want to have a special board meeting to discuss everything that's gone on or going on? Now, is that would be an open meeting, open board meeting?
Discussion, and if someone would make a motion, it could be a vote, but it doesn't have to be. But,
Okay.
yeah, just, because I'm not gonna put one out there unless the board tells me that they're gonna have.
Okay. Think this one through. Does anybody feel we have to have the need for a special board meeting now? I mean, we have to, obviously, with everything that's going on, we know we need to discuss it, whether we make it a work meeting or a board meeting. We have to advertise it, has to be posted for 3 days, then we can have the meeting, so we could do it anytime after now. Wait,
To the end of the season.
Wait till the end of the season. have a meeting, however, if anybody has any opinion.
Is it a decision that we have to make tonight?
Yeah, I suppose, okay,
Can be at any time.
right,
So we can just call you and say we wanna make a special meeting?
Call Craig.
Okay.
all right. Okay. Let's do that then, and then we'll go from there.
So I
We know
won't set
we
one
have-
up unless Craig, you tell me I need to.
Okay, all right. All right, that's good, get an opportunity to kind of go through everything too. Okay, all right, then I am looking for a motion 750, a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion by Bobby, looking for a second.
I'll second.
Second by Alan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 7-0.
Next scheduled meeting, November 12th. Okay, so,
If anybody does, anything they want to talk about, we'll do that.
No, I don't.
Neither I. Oh, yeah, it's basically, they pretty much said, Dan,
there's one thing for you.
I don't think we're, well, thank you. My name is Laura Mann. Husband has a son, we're- oldest two, yeah. Our oldest graduated, our son is a sophomore. Yeah, I'm excited to have you. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
You sign your kids'
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I was gonna say.
That's why I wrote it.
There you go.